a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Ramona. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast. Ramona. We're all about to talk on life. Our guest will share his life story. We want you to success in life. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk on life. We're gonna talk on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are gonna witness. Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Business with a servant's heart. Listen to the podcast.
I don't know the stat. Maybe you do know, Mike, but I know people that don't get health care, the chances of dying rise dramatically. If you don't know the percent, I hear it's a really high number.
No, it is dramatic. I mean, you're shaving years off your life every time you delay something that's happening in your body. So the whole reason that my clinic was founded was absolutely from that reason.
I want to invite you into the Business Network, my free school community for entrepreneurs and business owners who want to grow their network and scale their business. Inside, you'll get step-by-step lessons, monthly workshops, feedback, scripts, resources, bonuses, and a community of like-minded people who believe in helping each other win. Join us today at school.com, the Business Network, and click Join Group. I'll see you inside.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. And by the way, this is a podcast. Maybe it's a TV show, but I do have another TV show. We'll get into that. But we'll talk about the podcasting today. But here's our gratitude. We're going to talk about yourself a lot and leadership, and you're serving yourself, which is not a topic that's talked about a lot, even on my show. So I'm super pumped to have my guest on today. Plus, he's a great guy on top of it. But here's the gratitude for today. If I could only use one word to describe you, I'd say amazing. Look in the mirror, say you're amazing. Take care of yourself. And I tell you, and my guest is going to tell you, same thing I'm going to tell you, it's so much easier to serve others if that's in your heart. And if it's not, let's get it in your heart. So let's bring our guest on. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's an incredible honor to be here. Love your show. Love the work you're doing. And man, we need more of it.
I was going to start, we'll start with the self-serve in a minute here, but you told me a quick story when you jumped on that you were listening to my podcast, Connor Keys, and shout out to Connor. I just launched his podcast this morning, that you're working with him.
It's so crazy how the world works. I've been listening to your show, and then all of a sudden it popped out that Connor was a guest on the show. And I was like, oh, I know Connor. He's such a great guy. I love his energy. It's been fun just trying to connect things. I mean, I think that's where we're at as leaders, is we have to find these different elements in the universe and start to tie them together for the people that we serve. And Connor's just an incredible person. It was a great episode. I got like almost all the way through before I jumped on to the call. So it was great. Love his energy. Love your energy too.
Thank you very much. And it's why I brought it up is part of this self-service is when you're around good people in your sphere, because good people is different from everybody's eyes. You know, there's good CPAs, good politicians, maybe, but good this, that, and healthcare, which we're going to talk to. But what I love about that is we're connected by the spirit and attitude of good people, because he was on my show, because this, and I just want you to recognize that, because recognize that in your life. Who do you have around you? Who you inspire, and who are they inspiring you? And it's powerful. So that leads into self-service. You had some great comments before the show. I want you to talk about that. Let's serve ourselves before we can serve others.
Yeah, I mean, servant leadership is a huge deal, right? I mean, we live it. We want to be there for everybody. There is also a limit to human capacity, to my brain space, to be able to serve. As a leader in healthcare, I've lived through lots of intense times, growth and challenges. And I mean, someone's always coming for funding, and there's more patients than we can serve. And I have a family, and I have a life, and a community, and the world's crazy. And I found myself getting to this point in leadership where I was spent, before I could even show up. And so I was dealing with some stuff with my daughter's health, and I kind of leaned into this. I don't know, I discovered AI art, right? And just sort of creating an outlet to take all the stuff that was up in my head and get it out into something physical. And that spun into this whole new space for me where I probably should sleep a little bit more, but my brain is still going, and I'm able to now. So I create music. I, still do art. I write. I do lots of things. And I've just found this space where I can take care of myself, clear my head, process for the next day. And I am so much happier. There's this extra energy that shows up that allows me to be better for the people in my life, my family, the people I work with, my community. It's lit a new fire in me that I think I always had, but I didn't really have a place to put it. And it's been incredible because you get to connect with different people all across the world, and you get a message saying, hey, that song made me smile today, or, something in the book made me smile, or this helped me. It's like, wow, this is so cool. And I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't just slowed down and try to find a way to take care of myself. So I hope that doesn't sound self-serving, but at some point there's a layer of that I think you have to do as a leader. Is you do have to take care of yourself.
Self-serving is right. No, that's the way to say it. And anybody out there tells you don't self-serve yourself, first take them out of your world. you don't want them in your world,
right? Because
we're not saying, and I love that you said that, Mike, because we're not talking about ego. You're not going, Mike, I'm a great artist. I can't think of an artist's name. Who's a top artist? The Mona Lisa. Yeah, or Bad Bunny or whoever. You're not saying you're that. You're saying you're serving yourself because happy is the key word. And I don't like shots, but if you shoot me with positivity every day, Mike, you're going to be my best friend and everybody else's best friend. That's where self-serving comes, if it's in that mode, right?
Yeah, for sure. The algorithms in social media are driven by the opposite, right? That rage, that fear, that chaos, that division, that feeds the algorithm, but it doesn't feed the human soul. And I think that's where optimism and, taking that focus to say, look, I can build people up and still be okay in my soul. And that shouldn't be surprising to anybody, but that's what it's all about. I mean, lift people up and you get lifted up as well. It's the way to live.
I screw this quote up all the time, honestly. You probably laugh. It's the rising tides quote.
Absolutely.
All ships rise,
Just all boats. You got it.
And people are talking about that for 100 years. My dad was talking about when I was in the 60s. I remember 68. I was 7 years old. My dad's talking about, hey, because he had all these people he worked with. We work together at Rise. I can't do it myself. People think they can't, especially in this world of social media and influencer.
You have to be the hero all the time. I can do it all. Don't show your crack. Like, don't take off the mask.
Yeah. Well, positive stuff, but we're going to get into a little not so positive stuff. Healthcare.
Absolutely.
Talk about that and leadership in healthcare, not just healthcare and how to fix it, but the leaders involved.
Yeah, well, I'm really lucky to work within, it's called the Federally Qualified Health Center. We are designed to just take care of everybody in our community. If you don't have insurance, show up. If you don't have money, show up. If you have insurance, show up. We'll take care of you. These are these federal programs across the country that are just hidden gems in every community. So go find one. They're great. But we get to kind of look at the healthcare system from a different lens, right? It's not necessarily, I mean, I always have to pay the bills and keep the doors open, right? But we're a nonprofit and our focus is to improve life. That's our mission, is to improve life. So we start there and we work on creating a healing process that makes sense. So we tie together medical, dental, mental health, substance use treatment, pharmacy. Our expansion project has food is medicine, a fitness studio, a community building place. We're actually, working on bringing in acupuncture with Connor. So there's all these things that come together in healthcare. And I get excited about healthcare because I can see that if you can do these simple, basic things, and I can believe in the humans around me, and I can serve them as a leader, that there is absolutely nothing that we can't accomplish. And so lots of people are down on the healthcare system. I have my days where I am as well, But I truly believe that this is something that could unite us as a country if we would just let it, just show up, just be part of it. Let the doctors, the patients work together, believe in each other, and get creative, harness the AI stuff that's out there. And there's incredible things that we can do to improve health. I think we're sort of in this lane where we can either pick Star Trek or all the other movies that say the world's going to go to hell, right? We're just going to do this.
Yeah.
And I think this is the place to absolutely believe and drive healthcare to a better place.
When you said excited about healthcare, I laughed. I said, that phrase is not talked about maybe once a year. And I guess I don't know. But it's funny. I've never heard of my podcast. I have a lot of healthcare people on my podcast. And I'm excited to hear that you said that, because that means we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't know the stat. Maybe you do know, Mike, but I know people that don't get healthcare, the chances of dying rise dramatically. If you don't know the percent, I hear it's a really high number.
No, it is dramatic. I mean, you're shaving years off your life every time you delay something that's happening in your body. So the whole reason that my clinic was founded was absolutely from that reason. The founder, her name was Lidwin Durney. She had a friend that passed away early, young mom, left a kid. She had diabetes, wasn't able to get healthcare, didn't manage it, and she passed away from it. And this incredible woman just founded a volunteer clinic after that and said, we are never going to let this happen again. And they built that. And so, yes, you have to show up and you have to engage with the healthcare system, because you are missing out on life. So if my goal is to improve life, I want that to be a meaningful life. So I want grandma to be at the graduation. I want mom and dad to be around to watch the kids have grandkids and do all of the things in life, right? We have to do that, but you have to participate in the healthcare, do the screenings, eat better. If you have pre-diabetes, like lose 10% of your body weight, eat better, exercise, and focus on your mental health and find your soul. And you're going to live an extra 10 years and save hundreds and thousands of dollars in the healthcare system, because you did some small, simple things that probably are self-serving, which is okay. But we're going to end up in a much better place.
You take the obstacle away of payment, because you can't blame somebody going, I can't afford, I can't pay my rent, but you're telling me to pay $300 or, whatever that cost is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that you're pulling that away. Now it's up to the individual, and you can't, and I can't go on that. They're dying to get, that's their choice.
Yeah.
Of course, you're helping with the choice.
Yeah. Just show up and we'll take care of you. And that's what community health centers do all across the country. We have a sliding fee scale. So it's just based on your ability to pay. If you can't pay, they'll still take care of you. I mean, there's real power there. So just show up. Your family's counting on you.
Where can people find these federal community, and where they call their, how can we find them? I know people are going to want to know.
Super easy. So just Google FQHC Finder in there, or just, write, where's the nearest FQHC, Federally Qualified Health Center. It'll pop up. There's a map on the website, and you put in your address. It'll show you the closest one. It's great.
Okay, I'm going to do something here. I'm starting to do audience. It's FQH on Google. If you don't know what it is, I'm going to get Mike's contact info. You can reach out and he'll get you that as well. But also, if you reach out, the next 5 people, you mention my podcast, my name, doesn't matter. It's just related to this. I'm going to send you a free book, his book that we're going to talk about right now, which will help you even more. And by the way, if you get a book, and I've got a bunch of books here, like 300 from podcasting, I've given 10 or 20 away. If you're not going to read the book, it's not for you, that's okay. Give it away, share it on Facebook Marketplace, but they're truly gifts. So I want to do that for Mike, for you, because I want people to connect with you,
cool. Well,
make a change. Let's talk about the book. What's the name of the book, and what are we going to read what are we going to see when we read it? So
this one really just sort of came out of a therapy session late at night when I was trying to figure myself out. I had a board meeting, and I had a board member who would just love, but he said, Mike, you're just too optimistic. Like, it was during one of those hard times, and I'm the cheerleader, right? Rah, 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 let's go. We can do this. That's my job as the CEO. But I also realized that I had to explain it. I had to help people understand it. And it's like in school, when you're doing your math problems, like, you could come up with a perfect answer, But your teacher, what did they always say? Show me your work, right? Show me how you got there. I had skipped that part in my job as being a CEO. Like I had come to the board meeting with all the solutions ready to go. But what they needed to hear was that I was scared, that I was concerned, that I wasn't this sort of, rose-colored glasses guy just looking at the world, not aware of the real problems. And so that this book really helped me sort of process that and kind of build it into a space, because I truly believe you have to, as a leader, you have to be optimistic. I mean, nobody wants to work for somebody that just is a downer all day long. There's no future. There's no vision. It's just like tomorrow's going to kill us. So why are we going to show up? That doesn't work. But if you're working for somebody, and that's the lane I was in at the time, that maybe was too optimistic, that didn't share the whole picture, people can also doubt that as well. And so I came up with this term. It's a realistic optimist. I think it's a great way to think about it. Like you can absolutely believe that tomorrow's going to be better, and it might suck getting there. And, just embracing that challenge. So that's what the book's about. It's short reads. It's one of those where, you pick a page and it's going to speak to you that day, because that's the way that the universe works. But I put a lot of heart and soul into it, just trying to, help people realize that, our being optimistic is a choice. You wake up every single day and you make a decision about what today's going to look like. It can be either be the worst day or the best day. And that doesn't mean it won't be a hard day, but it can end and start the way that you choose to think about it.
I love that, because we want to be careful. Servants and optimism doesn't always have to be positive. I mean, I was serving people for years and I had to stop. I said, you're showing up, spend 20, 30 minutes with you. You're not taking action. I'm enabling you.
Yeah.
It's the same with the optimism. Not everybody's going to be optimistic. You work with them. If they're not, next. That's the realist optimist for yourself and for others.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in my partner calls it all the religious conversions, meaning we're not trying to convert people into be optimistic. Either are or you aren't, right?
Yeah. I just want to give you the tools.
Yeah. Tools. That's the key.
Yep.
What's one of the favorite parts of your book you want to share?
The kind of this starting quote, I think, is always the best one for me. You'd think I'd have it memorized by now, but that brain
it's all right.
not so great. But I love how it starts. So it's the power to change the world begins with the decision to change ourselves, one small step at a time. With hope in our hearts, purpose in our minds, and light in our souls, there's no limit to what we can achieve. And I just think that's what grounds it, right? Like you have to show up and you have to have hope and you have to have belief in the future that tomorrow is going to be better. I work with lots of people with mental health challenges. It's hard to see that tomorrow is going to be better when your life is in that space. But that's the thing that moves people out of it, right? That action is just believing that even at the next minute can be better. Like, can I make it through the next minute, the next 20 minutes, the next hour, the next day? That's how we move to a better place. But you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in the people around you. And if you don't have enough strength, I have a song I wrote called Borrow Mine, right? If you don't have enough hope, just borrow mine. I will share it. I have plenty to offer. You can borrow it and I'll help you get through it. Like that's what we need more of in this world right now, instead of everyone that's out there that wants to just tear everybody down and find the faults and scream about the evils of society, right? Like there's enough of that. Just be the person that has hope to share. And I think that's how we make tomorrow better.
Well, you just described a servant's heart in a very unique way. I'm serving you, Mike, by being a podcast. Borrow my network.
Right.
Share your message or hope. I'm a servant's heart. I'm going to give you hope. Here's a couple things that I love to do that you love to do. That's why when we first connected. It's all coming back to me. When I first meet, it was like on fire because we both say, borrow mine, borrow yours. I love that phrase because it's not permanent, but hit borrow and then you run with it.
Yeah. And I might need yours next week.
Yes.
Right. I mean, that's the part of it. Like we share this energy out there. We share it and we have to shape it into something that's good. Again, we choose how we react to things. We can sit on social media all day and just realize that everybody hates each other, or you can go to the grocery store. And I can tell you, I've never actually seen somebody walk up and say, "You're a loser, you're dumb, blah, blah, blah." I mean, we don't have fights in the grocery store. Like real life, people actually like each other. social media, all these other spaces, the news. It's like it's designed to help us see that the world like hates each other, and it's not reality.
Well, I'm gonna send this to you, but barter system audience for you young people is, I give you something, you give me something. It's not a money transaction. You know what it is. You just developed the borrow barter system, the BBS. That's what we're doing. You're gonna borrow my hope today. Hey, you know what I need tonight, Mike? I just need a shot of positivity. Well, Steve, you have a great podcast. You said today. You shot me. Sometimes that borrow system is just organic as people. Oh, this is so cool.
Yep.
That's why I love podcasting. We can develop some cool things.
These networks are so much fun. Yeah.
Coming to the end here, when you hear servant leadership, what comes to your mind?
It really is that whole just ancient phrase of love your neighbor, right? Just do the thing that helps the other person in the equation. Be there for them, serve them, lift them, make their life better. That's what a servant always does. A servant doesn't also drag people down. A servant is there to make people better. That's our job. And if you think you're a CEO and you're going to win by yelling and screaming and, doing that, you're not going to be successful. If people are afraid of you, that doesn't work. The servant shows up. The servant is a helper, an advisor, a guide, a Sherpa, all of those things. That's what a servant does. It's all about the other person. And when you lose yourself in other people, life just gets better. And that's how you make it work.
That's so beautiful what you just said that. Even fear in the military, it's there, but there's also the servant leadership, because you're going into battle. Your life's in line. So is your guys next to your life. So you got to have you got to pound them a little bit with it.
There's a time for grumpy dad voice, right? I tell my kids, if you're running into the street, grumpy dad voice is going to come out get out of the road. I still love you.
I love that. I'm going to write that down. Grumpy dad voice.
Just
That's
don't
beautiful.
lead with grumpy dad voice.
Yeah. And of course, be loving and empathetic after the fact too.
Absolutely.
Hey, but still love you or love what you're doing, whatever that is. And that looks like. Well, let's end with a very fun question to get to know Mike a little better. So I'm coming out where you live. It's Coeur d'Alene. No, you live in.
Yep. Coeur d'Alene. You got it. Beautiful.
Idaho? Or no?
Idaho, yes.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Uh-huh.
Actually, we'll talk later. I'll be coming out and seeing you. My wife's best friends live out there.
Oh,
so
perfect.
On a side note, audience, you need to hear that, but that's okay. So I'm going to come to you, pick your favorite restaurant. I'm going to reserve a table for me and you and our wives. I believe you're married, right?
Yep.
So our wives will come. Because I always forget that when I add that, because you, of course, bring the wives. But I want you to invite 3 people who've been influential in your life. But also for me and my wife especially, she's a foodie. We love to try food. What would you order for the table that you really like?
So my favorite thing, especially here in Coeur d'Alene, is this little Mexican restaurant. They have the best carne asada tacos in the world. So we do a plate of carne asada tacos and we share those because you get the rice and beans with them. It's funny, my wife and I, we feel like we're getting old because we start sharing meals. But man, especially when we go there, we had one extra taco. We both get a couple. It's amazing. But I love, there's the whole thing about sitting down together, having a great meal and having a conversation. 3 people in my life, man, if I could make it happen, I love Brene Brown. I love Simon Sinek. And man, I just throw Connor in there because why not? Connor's just that awesome person that kind of builds things. But we'd have a real conversation about what it is to kind of move past the shame, use that energy that you get. Brene Brown says, hey, get past the shame, just be yourself. And then you got Simon saying, all right, channel that energy into an infinite game, build something that lasts beyond us. And then, Connor, he'd just be like the comic relief and we'd have lots of fun.
Yeah. And his leadership value would be fantastic too. Well, what a great table. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for being an incredible guest, taking the time, your busy day, but really enlighten us about healthcare and leadership. How can people reach out to you? How can they find the book? And give us the name of the book again.
Yeah. So the book's called The Optimist Way. And then because my brain, I have ADHD, so I talk about a lot in my podcast and stuff, but I have too many things. So I just created a website. It's called MikeBakerHQ.com and everything's there. So that makes it really easy to find.
Beautiful. Again, audience, mention the podcast and you get his book for free. And maybe his second book, which is coming out. We'll bring you back to talk about that. I just lost my train of thought. Oh, audience, don't forget. I just said that first three. I want to make sure I don't forget the first 5 people that reach out, get the book. Mike, thanks again. This has been great. Thanks for spending the time. As always, second time meeting you is just as good as the first time, even better.
It's a real honor, and can't wait to have you out here in Coeur d'Alene.
Yes, it'd be awesome. Oh, I know the other thing I forgot about. What's the podcast name and where can they find it?
So podcast is called Still Here, Still Trying. It's on all the usual streaming services. It's not quite as cool as this one, but hey, it'll give you a little light if you need it.
Well, and I'm leading to that. I will put that in all this in the show notes so you can have access. But podcasts are truly gifts. If you listen to this podcast and you need hope, you need leadership, you need healthcare, you go look up the FQH again. Just that made an impact. Or you're talking to somebody that can't afford healthcare, you tell them go look up FQH, federally, what's it called again?
Federally Qualified Health Center. Yep.
Federally Qualified Health Centers. So subscribe to my podcast, to Mike's podcast. If it resonates with you, let's make impacts in people's lives and truly bring gifts. So with that being said, me and Mike want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with the Servant's Heart. Have a great day.